Friends, Kris back with another message, 5-minute message on Be Healed. We're methodically going through the healing miracles of Jesus. Today we come to Luke chapter 13, verse 11, through verse 17. It's a woman who is bowed on the outside, broken on the inside. She's bent double, some translations say. Kenneth Wuest translation says she had curvature of the spine and could in no wise lift herself up. Well, Jesus came to her and made this statement, "Woman, thou art loosed." I don't know if you've ever heard T.D. Jake's sermon on that, but that's my title today. Woman, you are loosed. And there's several things to look at. Number one, some infirmities come from a spiritual rather than an organic source. It said she had a spirit of infirmity, a crippling spirit. Now, it says she had the spirit of infirmity. It doesn't say the spirit of infirmity had her. She had it. It didn't have her. So we're not talking about demon possession. We're just talking about a spiritual force that somehow had crippled her. Second, I want you to see that no man or woman has the ability to lift up themselves or straighten themselves out. It says she could in no wise lift up herself. New International Version says she couldn't straighten herself out at all. Well, that's as much true for a sinner as it is for a sick person. We can't do it ourselves. My dad used to tell me, "Son, straighten up." And sorry to say, I couldn't straighten myself up because I'm lost. I need Christ. Only Christ could straighten me up. You know, we were like Mephibosheth, the lame guy, who it says was lame in both his feet. All of us were spiritually lame without Christ. We need his help. Then number three, faith speaks in the past tense as though it's already done. Jesus said, "Thou art loosed." He didn't say, "You're going to be loosed," or expect that when I pray for you, you'll be loosed. Thou art loosed. It's past tense. Listen, the healing has already taken place. It is finished. And just as Isaiah said, "By whose stripes you are healed," Peter went a step farther after the finished work of Christ in 1 Peter 2:24 and said, "By whose stripes ye were healed." So I want you to trust today, past tense, that you already right now are healed. You're already loosed. And then number four, all womankind was included in this pronouncement, "Woman, thou art loosed." You know, so many ladies have been on the short end of the stick, especially in Jesus' days. Religion, politics, economics, everything caused womanhood to be bowed and broken. But then Luke starts writing affectionately of Mary, the mother of Jesus, Mary Magdalene, out of whom went 7 devils, a woman who reached in and touched the hem of his garment. Jesus said, "Somebody has touched me." Listen, ladies, you are somebody. And it was in Luke where a streetwalker became a straight walker, and a woman of the night became a woman of the light. All womanhood is included in this statement. And then number five, you need to put your healing hands to work. It says Jesus laid his hands on her and she was made straight. You know, there's so many nerves in the palms of the hands that they can transfer life to other people. That's why he said they shall lay hands on the sick and they shall recover. You know, even babies need to be cradled and hugged because there's an impartation of life from mother to child. And I heard about an experiment one time where lab rats were given a certain poison. Half of them died because they were never touched, but the other half were cradled and hugged and touched day after day by the experimenters, and they all lived. You need to put your healing hands to work. And number six, then believers have covenant rights. I said they have covenant rights. It says in verse 17, "Should not this woman be loosed on the Sabbath because she's a daughter of Abraham?" Listen, when you're in the family, not the family of Abraham, but the family of God, you have covenant rights. Listen what it says in Galatians 3:29. "And if you be Christ, then are you Abraham's seed and heirs according to the promise." And one of the promises is that you can be loosed, you can be freed from bondage, and you can be healed. And then point number 7, because we've had 7 points in all these messages so far. You're not to do your work on the Sabbath, but you can do his work. He said, "Should not this woman be loosed on the Sabbath?" Hey, whether you worship on Saturday like Messianic people or worship on Sunday like traditionalists, Sabbath is the day for you to get your healing, and you ought to come cocked and prepared to lay hands on the sick and loose the power of God. Woman, I'm talking to all of you. Woman, you are loosed. And let me tell you, guys, you're loose too. Kris here. Hope you've enjoyed this series and enjoyed this message today. Like, if you like, please share it with a friend, and be sure to tune in tomorrow as we go deeper on these healing miracles. Be healed.